Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell, and welcome back to another side quest about video games with myself and Exile Magpie.
Hello.
Let's be honest. The only big thing to really talk about is Xbox, and they're big.
Yes.
They're big. Well, I think everybody's making a bigger deal out of it than it actually is. At least either that, or I don't understand why everybody is making such a big deal out of this.
Yeah. Because they've announced some games that are going to come to PlayStation 5.
Basically, the podcast was to address the number one, the
rumour mill.
The rumours of what's that?
It was a notification.
Oh, okay. The rumours of everything Xbox basically going third party publisher. And no longer doing consoles. The rumour mill of all their games going over to PlayStation
which
and Switch.
I'm one of those that was saying it was looking like that. However, as I've also stated, I wanted to be wrong because a strong Xbox makes for a strong PlayStation, because Sony gets complacent, and when they get complacent they do bullshit. I don't like it but Sony does bullshit.
So, Xbox publicly addressed all of this in their official Xbox podcast,
which we knew was coming because they basically said they were going to address
everything. So the podcast featured the CEO Phil Spencer, which of course, the Xbox president Sarah Bond, and head of Xbox Studios Matt Booty. They basically just go over. Like I said, it's all just to address everything that's going on. So the first thing that they do is they do actually come out, and they came out and said there will be games from Xbox that are going over to Switch and PlayStation. It is not going to be Starfield or Indiana Jones. Those were the two games that everybody was getting very upset about going over.
And I'm like, dude, why are you upset about
number
Starfield
one,
going out?
I wouldn't, personally, even if I was an Xbox fanboy, Starfield didn't do well enough.
Yeah, Starfield, to be honest, people were saying that Starfield may get released on PlayStation because they need more people to buy Starfield. Yeah. Because it hasn't.
And
it has not.
I wouldn't be upset over Indiana Jones, mainly because we haven't really seen anything of it. I know they did that. They did do a big reveal for it, and we saw it. But personally, I've
from
not
Machine Gun Games, isn't it?
Yeah, it's from Machine Gun Games, the ones who did Wolfenstein.
Yeah,
I've not seen enough of that to sit here and be like, oh my god,
it's a console seller.
That's a console seller.
Is it a good game? I don't know. I've heard. This is the thing. I've heard some people.
It looks good.
Yeah,
it looks very
some
good.
People say, "Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it," and other people going, "No, I don't. No, this looks terrible." And I don't know where I fit in that.
The problem, the thing for Xbox, and if it still hasn't been addressed. At no point is this addressed in the podcast, and at no point, Xbox's sales for the console alone are so far behind PlayStation and the Switch because of Game Pass. Because you can get this stuff on PC.
Yes.
Why are you going to go out when you've got a PC, which probably costs you...
And they don't have anything on Xbox that you can instantly look at and turn to and go, yes, that's a console seller.
Yeah. Or just a reason to buy an Xbox. There just isn't one. And it's not addressed at all. They keep going on. They go on about how, so they talk about how, they're not coming out of the console
market.
There is going to be another
Xbox,
which I said there would be, just because it's been a while and we know how the console market works. As soon as the PS5 was released, they would have been working on PS6. As soon as Xbox
early design concepts,
they will have been working on the next Xbox. So it's silly to be like, oh no, we're not doing this anymore, because you've already spent the money to get it sorted. So
the problem is the next one going to be the last one?
Is the next one going to be the last one? That is a good question. So, at this moment in time, the answer to that would be no. But whether that they keep that way.
Is another thing.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. They didn't actually mention any other games. I can't remember which games they said.
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves was confirmed in Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah.
Those are the two games that
Hi-Fi
have been
Rush
confirmed.
Hi-Fi Rush had already been confirmed.
Yes.
Though, and Sea of
And
Thieves,
Sea of Thieves,
was
I think
rumoured.
everybody was rumouring, and it was getting a bit. It was getting to the point where they couldn't really deny it any longer.
Yeah.
So I think they just
They
said yes. The Sea of Thieves are going over. To be honest with you, I think sending Sea of Thieves over is probably the smartest idea.
Yeah, because it's a multi. It's
Well, number one, it's their best game.
yeah, which says something.
It's their best game, hands
Um,
down. It's the easiest one for everybody to just jump into. But other than that, we don't know any of the other games that are going over. I do like I said, I think we said this last time we talked about last week, where we said we probably won't get Starfield now.
No.
On the
Might be later.
but maybe at some point. I think what they're going to do is that they're actually going to follow the PlayStation sort of.
Oh,
rule.
so yeah, it'll be out on
I
Xbox
think
for like
that
a year.
Their own games are going to come out on Xbox first and PC.
Which is perfectly fine.
Oh, no,
I'll be honest.
I'm not.
I'm perfectly
I think this
fine
is.
with
I think this is a smart way to do it. I think it's a much smarter way. Like, I don't have anything against exclusives, but at the same time, I don't have it. If PlayStation were to go, oh yeah, by the way, God of War's going to Xbox, I don't have anything against that.
No.
Like, I've got no problem with
that.
that.
I would be happy because I want more people to be accessing more things.
The way whenever I've come across it, because I can understand that, like, I can come across as a bit when I talk about exclusives of just like I'm kind of on that side.
Yeah.
Like, but it's not what my brain is.
You're
Like,
talking about the
I want to make
financial,
maximum profit, so I want to sell consoles.
Yes, the financial logistics and financial logic.
Yeah, this is why I've always criticised Game Pass in this sense, because you're not going to sell Xboxes if I can just play if I can buy the Game Pass on PC. Why in God's name am I going to go and get an Xbox, spend an extra £500 when I can just download the game on my PC for free?
Also, a little word about Game Pass. Can I just say, I don't like the fact that I can't buy a year subscription.
Yes, I don't like that.
I don't like that. I really don't.
Yeah.
Maybe it's personal preference. Maybe some people like the fact that you can only buy 3 months at a time.
3 months for £50. That's not.
Yeah, so it's $100.
That's not a good. That's not a good deal.
That is a £200.
Yeah.
For a year.
Yeah.
So here's another thing about Game Pass and the gaming industry. Well, especially the AAA gaming industry, wanting to go to digital only. Things like Game Pass are good, in my opinion, when when it's on top of the option to buy the item yourself.
Yeah.
If Game Pass is just there, and that's the only way you can access some of these games, then it becomes, for me, a much less value for money prospect, because I don't have control over whether I can play those games or not, because Microsoft may just remove them from Game Pass at any moment.
Yeah.
Which is very, very anti-consumer, if I say so myself.
Well, yeah.
However, back onto the.
I just want to say I've always criticised Game Pass.
Yes.
Ever since it was announced.
Yes.
I've been like, this is a bad idea. This is not good. And all I want to say is the rest of YouTube, everybody else on YouTube, we're all praising Game Pass and still do. They still praise Game Pass. No. It's not good. It's not terrible. Same as Premium.
Well, PlayStation
Premium is the same. It's not good. It's fine if it was like at a fair price, I think. But,
it is a bit expensive.
But Premium is what, 120?
120 a year.
For the year. And
which is £12 a month.
If we work out for Xbox Game Pass, if we're doing the £50 for 3 months, that's £200 a year. No streaming service is worth
that much.
£200 a year.
Now, some people will say, well, that's 3 games.
Exactly.
That is 3 games, and if I download and play 3 games over a year for Xbox, then I get my value for money.
Yeah, but I own those 3 games.
Yes.
Whereas Game Pass, I do not.
Yeah.
It's like Netflix.
That's why I'm saying, like, on top of the option to buy and own a game,
My worry
it is a better value proposition. If we get to what is clearly what some parts of the AAA game industry want, which is digital only, streaming only, subscription only, we get into the realms of we are no longer paying that £200 for the right to own some of those games. We are paying that much money for the right to only access those games, and that is a terrible proposition and very, very poor value for money. But again, we're digressing.
We're digressing.
From,
I'm just shitting on Game Pass because it's what I do.
But I think that this was the inevitable for multiple reasons, and the big one being for 2 console generations in a row, Microsoft have been absolutely had its face smashed in.
Oh yeah,
in sales. The
thing is about the whole podcast and the whole we're releasing our games on other consoles. Like I said before, I'm not against it. I don't think it's a bad idea because you want to make money.
Yeah,
that's the end. That's the end goal at the end of this.
They've spent $69 billion on acquiring a single company. They're going to have to make their money back somehow.
Yeah,
and they haven't sold enough consoles to make it back just by selling their games on the Xbox, unfortunately. And I think I think they thought. Do you know what? Do you know what I honestly think's happened? They put in the offer for Activision Blizzard, thinking that we're getting Blizzard, we're getting the Blizzard.
I don't even think that.
And we're getting Call of Duty. We're getting the Call of Duty.
No, I don't even think they wanted Blizzard. I actually generally don't think they even give 2 flying fucks about Blizzard.
I know, but right, what I'm saying is that everything that has happened since the original announcement has just devalued everything that Activision Blizzard produce. If you just think about it, right, we've had from Blizzard, we've had Diablo 4, which is a absolutely horrendously monetized game.
The Overwatch 2 debacle.
The absolutely catastrophic Overwatch 2 debacle, which the game has never, ever, and will never, ever recover from. Despite what anyone says about Season 9 that's just come out, which, by the way, has its pros and cons.
Oh, no, it has no. Have you seen the con? There is no pro. There is no pro that can outdo this.
I was about to say, I would probably argue that there's an awful lot of cons that aren't balanced out by the pros.
The fact that, like, somebody put up, so he was like going for headshots, shooting absolutely nowhere near the head and getting headshots.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God.
And the thing is, some people have gone, well, yeah, because this is not Valorant. This is not CSGO. The problem is that, okay, fine. I don't mind if I get hit because it's a movement-based game. You're not supposed to stand still. Which is,
Yeah, but if the guy shoots 5 foot in front of me, he shouldn't be able to hit me in the head.
Yeah, I know, but like the point I'm making is like I can understand me getting hit if it just passes me because of the pace and the speed and the type of game it is. However, I do not. What headshots should be accurate. They should be based on skill, not just randomly wave it in the vague direction of the opponent, miss it by a good few inches, and still get the headshot. And again, like I said, like I played Overwatch 2 solely because it was like I was promised a proper PvE campaign, because that's what I was missing from Overwatch. Because I'd gotten sick and tired of just the complete waffle stomps that
you were either a part of or you suffered.
They were not fun. They were not fun, and they weren't even fun on the winning side, because it was literally like, well,
oh well,
well, I've won, yay. Because I loved games that went long and were close. I always loved those games. I loved those games in everything I played. Like all the way back to Call of Duty 4 when there was a game of Sabotage that went all the way to the end on a knife edge, and like one mistake and everything could go. And it was like it was so evenly matched. I love those games. They're fun. I enjoyed them so much. But Overwatch especially Overwatch 2. By the time I dropped off, it was just ruffle stomp after ruffle stomp after ruffle stomp after ruffle stomp. And the progression was crap.
Yeah.
It was absolutely... You got literally fuck all experience to the point where you might as well not have given me any from actually playing a game. And the fucking... The challenges were literally some of the most asinine... pain in the ass. Like, I don't want to play like that. I want to play a different way because I have fun the other way. Why are you forcing me down this route? Yes. Because you could tell when someone was trying to do a challenge.
Yeah.
Because they would just ignore everything else. And I don't think Overwatch will ever recover from the absolute betrayal. That Blizzard
Overwatch
did to its
I don't
fan
think
base.
it's not going to die, but unfortunately for Overwatch,
it will never be as good as it should have been.
Yeah, it's never going to reach the potential that it would have done.
Overwatch potentially could have been as big as WoW, easily. It had that potential. It had the potential of being as big as WoW, as big as Call of Duty, as big as the biggest games on the planet.
For me, the minute they stopped. Well, actually, yeah, for Overwatch 2, the minute they brought out Overwatch 2, and I started playing it, and like, because what I liked to do in Overwatch 1 was just level up to get the boxes.
Yeah.
To get the loot boxes. Because even if I didn't get anything I wanted, I got coins.
Yeah, which meant I
eventually just buy the skin, the Mercy skin that I wanted.
Well, yeah,
I wanted all the Mercy skins. Right? I was a Mercy man. And the minute they got rid of that, it was just like, well...
What's the point?
What am I grinding for? Because I really didn't want to do a battle pass, and the battle passes were shit anyway.
The battle passes were, and I'll be honest, still are crap.
The skins are, I mean, they're all right, but there's nothing. I've never seen a skin that I've really wanted to put myself through that grind for.
Yeah.
Because when Overwatch 2 came out, I just kind of played it because I like Overwatch, so I wasn't really grinding for anything, and it just got to a point where I was just like, what am I even doing on this game? I'm not having fun.
Yeah,
I'm not aiming for anything. I'm just kind of playing it because
you play it.
I like Overwatch.
Except what you're now playing is not Overwatch.
Yeah, now I'm just playing something that was Overwatch, and it's just different.
So obviously back to the point.
Back to Xbox. We've done that twice now.
Xbox have bought Activision Blizzard. And everything that has happened since that announcement has devalued Activision Blizzard to a point where they've literally gone, well, shit, we can't, like... They probably looked at it and went, oh, well, Diablo 4's coming out. That's a good seller. Call of Duty's always a good seller. They have Overwatch. That's a good seller. That's a good money making. You know?
Yep.
And then Overwatch 2 fiasco. Diablo 4.
WoW kind of hit that really rough part just after the announcement. Yeah. As well.
It still hasn't technically recovered because even though Dragonflight is like a step back from like, it's the big bad is actually preparing you for the bigger, even bigger bad.
An even bigger bad.
And even though the announcement, like they've got a 3 expansion plan for WoW now, like there's a lot of they bled a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's going to be hard for them to get those people back.
Oh yeah.
But also, so all this happened, and Xbox were probably saying to themselves, "Don't worry, it's okay. It's not as great as we thought it was. It's a bit of a mess. We need to literally burn the thing from the inside out, especially on the Blizzard side, because
good lord.
But you know, Call of Duty has turned a corner. People are liking Call of Duty. The Modern Warfare games have come out and they've done really well. They have the Warzone and they're making money from that. It'll be great. And then Modern Warfare 3 came out.
Yeah. Also,
and it has been lambasted on every single front.
Yeah, and now the one thing that was keeping Call of Duty going, the Warzone, that's now getting lambasted.
Yeah.
Because hackers are... cheaters are
yeah,
just
because
rampant in
Warzone is at least 2 years old now, so as per Activision MO, it's 2 years old. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, there's cheaters. The cheaters in Warzone.
What? There's hackers in this 2-year-old game. Why should we care? They're going to buy the new one. They're buying the new one, aren't they? Yeah, there's a slight problem. You're now using the same engine as you did the year before with the exact same models and games. So guess what? All those hacks that they were developing last year are working on your newest shit.
Yeah.
So guess what? You're going to have to fucking fix it. But it's a 2-year-old game. Why would we fix it? We've never done this before. I mean, we did it a few months ago because we had nothing to do.
It's just... But anyway, back to Xbox's podcast. So yeah, they basically mentioned they go over the fact that obviously they're not coming out of the console market. They are working on the next gen Xbox, which will be the largest technical leap you've ever seen in a hardware generation. Apparently,
that's said every console generation.
Every time Xbox come out with a new console since the Xbox 360, they've come out and said this is the most powerful console ever, and I have said the same thing to them every goddamn time. It doesn't matter how powerful your console is.
Xbox 360 was not as powerful as the PS3, and the Xbox 360 did better performance-wise.
But it's still their best performing console.
Yeah. Why? Because you had amazing games. You had was it Halo 3, Gears of War, a whole bunch of other things. The Xbox 360 had a very good library. I mean, granted, it's no PS2 library, but
yeah, but nobody can
compare.
Nobody can get a PS2 library now.
Yeah,
no company is ever going to be able to get a library as good as the PS2. Again, and that's really kind of what they just kind of go over. It's basically it just felt like they were just kind of like
placating,
reassuring Xbox fans that like we're not coming out of the market. The games, not all our games are going to go over to PlayStation or
which is fine,
Switch.
which is understandable. You need, like, even though I would love Spider-Man to be on Xbox because, especially the first Spider-Man, it's an amazing game and has the best traversal system in any open world. Because it's so good, I never use the fast travel. That's how good Spider-Man's traversing is. Spider-Man 2, I don't like the wingsuit as much, but they had to figure a way to make you be able to travel around blooming Queens. Because they're all two-story two-story buildings, not, Manhattan and its 50-story apartments.
Yeah.
There is a reason why Spider-Man mostly does his stuff in Manhattan. Let's just point it out like that.
So yeah. Again, they didn't actually say which games are coming over.
No.
Although speculation is that obviously Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves, because they were confirmed. Speculation, I think one of them was Grounded, which wouldn't be a surprise. That's one of the smaller titles that they've got.
But it's also another one. It's like Sea of Thieves, right? It's primarily a
community
co-op.
Yeah.
Survival. So
that would work, and I can't figure out what the fourth one would be. I do know there's been speculation that Grounded would be the one that goes over, especially because Grounded would also work with the Switch.
Yeah.
In that sense,
and also you get cross play on that.
Yeah. Easy. It's just.
It's a logical game for it to be.
I generally think anything done by the Microsoft Studio specifically, they are going to be Xbox exclusives. I don't think we're going to get Hellblade 2 when that comes
Probably
out.
not. Yeah, especially the ones that Microsoft spent a lot of money obtaining. So
I don't think we're going to get
Ninja Theory.
and that one that looks like BioShock with the time away me one.
Yeah.
That the really cool looking one.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to go over. I think what we're going to get is, I think they're going to, the contract that they had for the 10 years of COD.
Yeah.
I think that's going to go out the window at some point.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go, you know what, we're going to release COD on everything because that just makes fucking sense.
Yeah. Why would we restrict the amount of people that would...
Yeah.
Because...
If Microsoft's smart...
Again, especially after 3, I can't hand on heart say Call of Duty is a console seller.
No.
Because they've gone free to play with Warzone, which is their moneymaker.
Yeah.
Which means the campaign is the only thing really that is going to be an Xbox exclusive, which after the horrendous and easily arguably the worst Call of Duty campaign in history.
The thing I was thinking about COD was because, like you mentioned, Warzone, right?
Yeah.
Why are you going to take that off? That's the moneymaker.
Yeah.
So why would you take that off any other platform?
Yeah.
If that's making money.
And also, because it's a free-to-play game, people aren't going to buy an Xbox to play Warzone.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, but it's not going to happen.
So I think that might go out the window, the whole contract. I think it's being smart.
To be honest, 10 years from now...
COD might not be the big...
Yeah, which we said before. But also, again, even though they've said, yeah, we're working on the next console... There's still a lot of rumblings from Microsoft that do not sound as they are committed as
this podcast would like you to believe.
Yeah, to the console market.
That is true.
And again, Xbox is only a part of Microsoft. If Microsoft go to Xbox and go, yeah, we're not giving you the money to make a console, guess what, people?
Yeah.
Console ain't getting made.
I think we'll probably get... I think we'll get any... Possibly, not straight away, but like maybe 6 months to a year down the line, we'll get like anything made by the Bethesda Studios.
Possibly.
And possibly some like Activision. We'll probably get some Activision games.
Probably. Maybe. But again, like I said, the thing is, like, Activision Blizzard as a IP, as a hell, even a game seller, their public image is in an like, I mean, it wasn't in a great state when the announcement was made, because the whole thing with the lawsuit had just come out, but now it's in an even worse state. Like, there's there is literally, like, you look at them and go, who's worse than Activision Blizzard? Like, I keep going, well, there's Konami, but like, even then, you start that it's no longer definitely Konami's worse. It's like, no, there's an actual argument now.
Yeah, I mean, as far as we know, like, Konami doesn't treat its workers like fucking.
I mean, it is Konami. So
it is Konami, but I'm saying as far as we know.
Considering what they did to Hideo Kojima, I wouldn't put it past them. But again, there's no evidence.
Yeah.
So I can't, say that they do that. Unlike Activision Blizzard, where people have constantly come out and gone, yeah, no, that shit happened. And so the it's almost like they've bought what they thought was a winning horse, and it turned out it was actually a donkey.
Probably.
That had just been made up shiny to look like a horse via pictures.
See, I'm a bit worried with when it comes to Microsoft, because Microsoft, right, they do the we're hands off thing, right?
Yeah.
And they release Redfall.
Yeah.
Right, and then we were more hands on with this.
With Starfield.
And we get Starfield.
Yeah.
So I would be worried if I was a fucking Xbox fan, because I would be like,
do they even know how to make a?
Do I want them to be hands on, or do I want them to be hands off? I don't know.
I think it depends on
because
the studio.
I think right now, Hellblade 2, I think that's going to be a banger. I think that's going to be really, really good. It looks good, and it's Ninja Theory.
Yeah, it's Ninja Theory, and it's clearly obvious that they are keeping true to what made. From the looks of it, they're keeping true to what made
the first one.
Senua's Sacrifice, such a good and popular game.
Yeah.
The problem is that that it depends on the studio and it depends on what they're making. Like Obsidian are making a Elder Scrolls type game. Now Obsidian have cut their teeth on basically Pillars of Eternity, for example, and turn-based RPGs, which, if you think about it, translates very well, or should be able to translate, because the Elder Scrolls games, or those type of games, they are built on their storyline.
Yeah.
And it's the same with turn-based RPGs. Their foundation is how good is their storyline and their characters. So, Obsidian's game, you can almost have like they should have this. They should be comfortable. But it depends on the studio and what the game they're making. To go away from, for example, Redfall, it was an Arcane Studios making a game that was in no way related in relation to anything they'd ever done before. It has no correlation of like gameplay style. It was Arcane, a single player story focused stealth and what's the terminology? You know, when it's like the game reacts
to how you
play.
I just say game of choice.
Yeah, but no, there's an actual.
I know what you mean.
Live world type of game.
Yeah.
To then be told, you're making a looter shooter. And a co-op looter shooter.
With live service
elements. And I'm like, and it's like, so there's that. And the other example of that is Rocksteady.
Oh,
I mean, granted, that's Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers are also one of the worst. But Rocksteady, a company that has made their name on single-player, story-focused superhero brawler combat, with a very big grounded in the lore of those characters, games and storylines, and then they're told, you're making a looter shooter with your IP.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, it's not just. So it does depend on the companies that are making the games and what the games are they're making.
I get that, but at the same time,
But from what we've seen, especially with, so it does depend on those. And again, like, my concern is that there's like Fable. We haven't had. It's clearly very early days for the new Fable game.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of stuff that we've seen teasers and little bits, but no actual like big.
Right. Look, there is one thing about Fable that I will say right now.
Yeah.
They definitely need to work on the character models, because everybody looks like a fucking potato.
Yes.
Everybody looks like a potato. They definitely need to work on the character models. It's not because I know how I've seen online that a lot of people are like, ugly women and all that sort of shit. It's not that. It's everybody looks like a fucking potato.
Yeah, there's definitely an uncanny valley.
Yeah, they all look fucking horrible. Like all of them. They even made Richard Ayoade look horrible.
Yeah, it's and I don't think it's because they haven't got the likeness or anything. It's because I think they've gone for a level of realism though where it starts to fall into the uncanny valley, which is mentally, psychologically for people off-putting, which means that they instantly think it's ugly.
Yeah,
it may not be an actual ugly character. It's just because
it's not
because it's so close to that uncanny valley.
It's not ugly, right?
Yeah.
What it is, it's.
Yeah, I know, but
it's that thing in the back of your head. You see something and you go, "What is that?"
Yeah, it's no. That's what I'm saying. It's the uncanny valley. It's like it's too realistic to be unrealistic, but also not realistic enough to be clearly realistic. If you know what I mean. There's an actual like whole chart and everything for the uncanny valley. It's why it's called that, the uncanny valley.
So. Yeah, basically that. So anyway, back to Xbox. Sorry.
We've gone on a few tangents, but they've all been about Xbox.
They have all been,
Or Xbox or Xbox properties.
Yeah. So basically, like I said, the whole podcast was basically just to reassure fans and that
which is
they're
fine.
not coming out. Which, to be fair, after everything that was coming out with the rumours and all that, and a lot of people,
And the rumours were
they kind of really did need to address
the
it.
rumours were
So
getting
They
really.
they've done the smart
Yeah.
thing, and they haven't denied anything
No.
when they've said yes, there are games coming to the thingy.
I'll be honest. I will be very, very surprised if they say if Halo
Oh no,
in any form
we're not getting Halo.
turns up on PlayStation.
I doubt we'll
it's
get
not
Halo.
happening.
I doubt we'll get Halo. Like I said, I think if we get anything, we're gonna get.
At a push, probably Gears will be the most popular
That
thing.
is one of the ones that is rumoured.
But even then, I will be surprised.
I don't think we'll be getting
Because I don't think
any of the Gears.
We may get Gears Tactics. That's
God,
what we'll
no.
get. We'll get
No.
Gears Tactics.
Please no. I don't want that. I don't want that. I just no. As much as I like Gears, I
Do you know? Do you know what? Do you know what? Lost Odyssey. That's what they need to. Bring
Yeah,
out.
they can port that over. I'll be fine with that.
That'd be great. I would love that. Lost Odyssey. Bring out Lost Odyssey. Probably do like a little either a remaster or a HD HD upgrade.
So
Of Lost Odyssey. Bring it out on everything.
yeah, there you go. So my thing for this whole podcast, because it's an okay podcast, it basically just addresses all the concerns.
Yeah.
Which is fine. The weird thing is how the internet took this.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a lot of Xbox won the console war here that's been happening that I've been noticing.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
How?
I've been noticing.
On what
I've been
metric?
seeing it. I've been seeing it all over the place. I'm just like, what? Hold on.
On what metric do they think that they've won the console? First things first, let's all clarify this, right? The console war is bollocks.
The console
Okay.
war, well, number one, the console war died with the PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
It
Two,
died dead.
it's a stupid thing. People need to stop going on about it. And three, even if you want to claim it's still ongoing, how the hell does the Xbox Series X being absolutely outperformed in every single sale metrics since its launch against the PlayStation 5,
Yeah.
which, by the way, had an even worse time with production and scalpers than the Xbox did? How do you claim
Well, the thing
you
is,
won the
about
console
that,
war?
The only thing you have to say is like, it was so easy to get an Xbox compared to a PS5.
Yeah, and yet people still didn't buy it.
It's,
But also, here's another thing: if your company is having to sell their games on a rival company's console,
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
that's not you winning. That is the opposite.
Yeah, you lost.
of winning.
You've lost.
That is that is the company basically saying, yeah, we can't
So,
afford not to sell our games on.
The other thing about this, anyway, back because I don't really want to talk about the console war. That's all.
I know, but like,
I know.
my
what
point
you
is
do.
like, under what metric do they? Want
I was just telling you what I was saying. But the other thing that's been going on is that like everyone is doing. You know when Xbox came out with the crossplay? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Oh, Xbox, they're the nice guys," and all this stuff, all this and that and the other and all this. That's happening again, and I'm like,
for fuck's sake!
We're going round in circles
No.
here.
Here's the thing. Not even a month ago, Microsoft fired 1,900 members of Activision Blizzard
When they said they weren't going to do that.
when they said they weren't. Yeah. Do you not remember this? You fucking stupid goldfish bowl memory people.
Right?
Like, for the love of God. Look, I'm not saying Sony are the white knights of everything, because no, they're fucking arseholes just as much as Microsoft. But I just stop kissing the fucking boots of Microsoft. They are not the good guys. They will never be the good guys. You want to know why? Because they're a $3 trillion company.
You know
You
what?
do not become a $3 trillion company by being nice. Just like the British Empire didn't become the British Empire by us going, oh, wouldn't you like to be part of our empire?
The only
No.
reason why they get away with being the nice guys is because of Phil Spencer. I mean, when you look at Phil Spencer and you see him talk, and he just comes across as a really nice guy. And so when he talks about this sort of stuff, you go, look at them, aren't they nice?
You see, the thing is though, right? Here's the thing, and maybe this is my cynical side coming out. But when I hear Phil Spencer talk, I just go, yeah, I'll believe it when I fucking see it. You lied.
Oh, you see, I'm not I'm kind of the opposite because I believe him saying everything, but I'm the
Phil Spencer's...
Because I've my entire career has involved selling things to people. My brain instantly goes, "You're a moron, aren't you?"
The thing is, though, is that my argument is Phil Spencer went to a court and under oath decided to tell everyone something that no CEO of any corporation should ever say. We need this because our product is shit.
Yeah. I love
And
it.
I'm sorry, no CEO willingly, unless they have a ulterior motive, will call their own product shit. Because if they do, you need to get rid of that CEO.
Or just number one, that's how you get rid of investors.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, don't invest in us because we're shit.
For example, even though we all fucking ridiculed Yves Guillemot was doing that to butter up the investors because, boy, was Skull and Bones getting absolutely lambasted on everything.
It's fucking terrible, man. That game is fucking...
10 years. Was it 10 years? 9 years?
Because it's
so many years.
It's 10 years because they kept changing their mind over what was...
Here's the thing, here's the thing that I was watching Mingles and Jingles on Monday. And he did state something that makes a lot of sense. That game was released for one reason and one reason only. Because they signed a contract with Singapore to release a game from Singapore.
Yeah.
That is the only reason why Skull and Bones, after 9 years, gets released. And it gets released in the state it is. With the literally a game that is built off the basis of Black Flag, and yet has less features than Black Flag. Like, you can't even jump off your ship to get stuff. You literally just pull up next to a bunch of trees and play a little button game. We're supposed to be pirates. Why on earth do you have a 5-second cutscene to board a ship and then it goes black and then when the camera comes back, the ship's sinking and you've got the button? It's like, no, I want to board that ship. I want to board that ship, shoot one person with my pistol, then have a fight with the captain with my cutlass, beat him, and then make them walk the plank and take all their booty, and then sail with that booty to an island and bury my booty.
Yeah. The booty isn't treasure, by the way. I do understand that the internet has changed the word booty.
I know, but still, I'm like, no, I want to be a pirate, which means my ill-gotten booty.
Yes.
So yeah, but Yves Guillemot was talking to investors regarding the whole quadruple. I'm not even going to bother saying it.
Quadruple A.
Yeah.
The quadruple A.
And he was buttering up the investors to try and get them to. That's what the CEO can do, and at times potentially should do. I mean, granted, I don't think Yves Guillemot should have done it the way he did it because it makes him just an absolute laughingstock. More than he already was, but like a CEO should never, at any point in a public statement, in court or in public, state my company that I'm in charge of, its products are shit.
Yeah.
And I don't care how anyone tries to defend it. Like, oh, he didn't actually say that. He literally said, we need Activision Blizzard because our games are not good enough. That is literally corporate speak of our games are currently shit. So that's why I don't trust Phil Spencer.
Oh yeah,
I look at him and go, I don't
look at him because like Microsoft baffle me when it comes to selling things, especially when it comes to the Xbox. Microsoft, I look at it and just go, you know what? Everything I've learned over
Phil
my years.
Spencer also is the guy that said, "Great games are not console sellers."
No, you're not going to turn the needle if you by releasing a good game. That's literally what you have to do. But no, Microsoft and Xbox baffle me.
All evidence to the contrary.
Yeah, despite every evidence contrary to it. But like my brain, like they make my brain hurt with the way they sell things. So I'm just like,
well,
Why?
There were 3
Why
trillion.
are you doing that?
Here's the thing. I think part of the problem is that because they're part of Microsoft, who is a $3 trillion company, there are people in decision-making positions going, well, we don't need to actually market our shit
We don't
because
really worry about it.
we could make a fucking $2 billion loss and it'd be okay. I actually think there's some people in the Xbox that think that. Because that's the only way I can rationally justify some of the decisions they're making.
Because they make odd decisions. They do, though.
Yeah.
They really do. They make odd decisions
the amount
when it comes
of
to...
money they must have made as a loss on Game Pass. Because some of the games... Like, if I'm a games developer... I'm a CEO of a games developer, and Xbox came to me and went, we want to put your game on Game Pass.
Day one.
I'm like, okay, so I'm going to do some numbers. I'm going to figure out how many games are we expecting, if this goes ahead, to go onto Game Pass. And then I'm going to charge you that amount of money.
Yeah. Well, I could imagine a lot of companies would do that.
Yeah.
But, like, at the same time, it's just like, Microsoft, what are you doing?
And then, of course, like, and the whole thing of, like, they bought so many companies, and it's like I say, they've bought so many companies.
Oh, well, by the way, that's another thing that they announced. They said they are looking to do more acquisitions.
Oh my fucking god! You've just had to fire so many people because you're too fucking big, and now you want to gobble up someone else?
Yeah, pretty much.
Are you insane?
Yes.
Oh, and also, like, well, clearly buying Activision Blizzard is not enough to make a monopoly, so let's go all the way and go into an actual monopoly.
Might as well.
Like, the very fact that this came very close to being blocked, and your response after getting through it is not to go, okay, we need to calm it down a little bit. We need to let the companies that we've just acquired, which are a lot of them, we need to get our feet under the table, get some games out, get some momentum going, so that we can start making back the money that we've spent. No, your response is, we're just going to gobble up more.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Are you fucking... I mean, look. I've criticised Phil Spencer a lot, because I think he's a fucking idiot. Because of the stuff he's said. But this just makes me think that the only reason why Phil Spencer thinks he's good for the job is because he's acquiring companies. Oh. And I'm like, if you were a head honcho in the higher echelons of Microsoft, as in not just Xbox, but like senior executives of Microsoft acquisitions or whatever department they have, then fine. That is your actual job. Your actual job is to acquire properties for Microsoft. But you're not. You are the CEO of fucking Xbox. Your job is to make sure Xbox sells fucking consoles. And you do that by making companies that are part of Xbox to make fucking games. Good games.
But you see, why would I do that when I can just put it on Game Pass on the PC?
I'm just like, oh my god!
It's the stupidest.
I'm now convinced Xbox will not come anywhere near Sony at all, ever, at any point.
Sony, it can barely reach the Switch.
Yeah, I know, but we've already said, like, the Switch is its own. Nintendo are its own.
Yeah,
thing.
I know, but that's my point. Everybody keeps going, oh, there's Sony and Xbox. No, Nintendo. Fucking Switch outsells the Xbox. Xbox is third. This is my point. When everyone goes on about, like, the console one, Xbox have been third for 2 generations now.
In a market where only one actually cares.
Yeah.
Where only Microsoft... they're in third place, where the dude in second actually doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. Like...
How are you doing? How do you do this? You actually... like, Microsoft keep going on about they want to be they want to be the big dog of the gaming industry, and they're just like... But you don't actually make the decisions that make you the dominant thing.
Yeah.
Like... I'm beginning to think the 360 library, the 360 generation was a fluke. Because, my God!
Yeah, ever since 360, every decision that they've made has just hurt the Xbox brand. Every decision they've made has just hurt it.
And also, I'm not going to count the first Xbox, because it was basically their first console. They are.
And to be fair to the first Xbox, it's not a bad console.
It's not a bad console, but you give them like a little bit of leeway because it's like, well, they're finding their feet in the console market. There's probably some things they didn't realize because they're brand new, blah blah blah, and all that sort of stuff. And then the 360 comes out and it does bangers and it's great. And even though I don't like the fact that they went, oh yeah, you can expand the god awful memory of the 360, but you have to you can only buy the Microsoft 360 expansion memory pack, which is actually 3 times more expensive than a normal hard drive. If I'm a bit salty about Microsoft, that is why, because I hate their practices.
That's where it all started.
It's bullshit. It is absolute bullshit. It is self-made. It is self-made, monopolizing and self-made problems. They made the Xbox 360 only able to be honest with you,
I still don't understand why they don't make like PlayStation with the PS4 and the PS5. Oh no, and the PS3.
Yeah.
You didn't need batteries for your controllers.
No, they came with batteries. They're rechargeable.
No. You just recharge the controller and the.
The batteries in them are built-in rechargeable.
My
batteries.
Xbox, I still need batteries for my controller. I do not understand why.
Why? What is wrong with you?
Okay, 360, fine. It's a few years ago now.
Also, like the PlayStation 3 was the first console with Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And it was a new thing, and so I can understand the 360 being wired controllers.
And I understand why the Xbox One's controllers were like that, because every decision you made on that console was an absolute fucking shit show. So yeah, I get why those controllers still great. But I've now got this Series X. Why do I still need batteries for my controller? Why are you making me buy a new controller and a charging deck at the same time?
Yeah.
You are not customer friendly. I do like this whole thing. The only customer friendly thing Xbox has ever done is Game Pass.
Yes.
And even then, I look at that and I go, it's not really customer friendly though, is it?
Also, my suspicions about Microsoft's endgame with Game Pass is we're going to wait until we just have Game Pass and then, fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much. And so, sorry. And so, like every decision that they make, you just hurt.
Like, here's the thing, right? Even though they say, oh yeah, we're definitely making the next console. If the next console comes out like fucking Google's
Stadia.
If it comes out like that, where it's like, well, it's just a box that you stream from.
No, they won't. No, I'm not going to say they won't.
Yeah, I was about to say
they won't.
I'm not saying that is exactly what's going to happen, but I don't trust the company known as Microsoft, the company that has been fined over and over and over and over again for bullshit practices.
Yeah.
I would not put it past them to do something like that.
Yeah. I'm not going to say they won't do that because like I can see them doing that, which is, but like I think it would be very, very stupid of them to do that.
And again, I point to the fact that Phil Spencer in public stated that we needed Activision Blizzard.
He is a bit of a moron when it comes
we need
to
Activision Blizzard because our games are shit.
Who looked at Phil Spencer? Like, could you not have talked to him and been like, you know what, maybe let's not put him in charge of Xbox.
Or at least make sure if we put him in charge, don't put him in front of a microphone.
Yeah.
And anything.
Hey, look. So to be fair to him, whatever he's done, he's managed. He got the Activision thing over the line.
But again, my concern is that now that he's said, oh yeah, we're going to continue acquiring stuff. My concern is now.
No, Microsoft. That won't be just Phil Spencer. Microsoft will be.
Oh yeah,
the mask has come off now. This is the thing. This is where I'm like the mask from Microsoft has come off. Like that when that guy came out and was just like, well, we could just buy Sony out of the market.
Yeah.
That's what they want to do.
Yeah.
The mask is off. That's what they're going
And
to
the
do.
end game, because Microsoft is a $3 trillion company, the end game is to do what all other shady bullshit companies want to do: monopolize the market and then up the price because they're the only ones in town.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Sony would do the exact same thing in their position.
This is also why I don't want Microsoft to stop making Xboxes, because, like I said, Sony get complacent, and when they get complacent, they do bullshit. I don't like that. I don't want Sony doing bullshit. Bullshit gives us what happened on the PS3.
I actually want Sony to be doing what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. Because so on the other side, after all that stuff with Xbox, all in all that stuff with Xbox, I know we've just ragged on them a lot. It's more just like I still do not understand how Microsoft are still doing this.
Yeah, but also what basically the TLDR. I know we've taken a while to get to the TLDR, but anyway, the TLDR of the podcast was, yes, some of the things are happening. It's not as bad as people are saying. Don't worry. Don't throw out
your Xbox away.
Don't throw out your bathtub with the baby in it. It's okay. Look, we're doing this.
No, actually, to be honest with you, I do feel like it wasn't. It was literally more of a, please, for the love of God, don't throw your Xbox away.
And to the people that to the people that were going, oh, Xbox won the console war, is like, no, stop going on the console war. It was cringe. It was cringe back in the 90s. It's cringe now.
It's cringe now, yeah. It's terrible now.
It's like, no. All I want is for as many people to be given access to as many games as possible.
Like I said.
And Microsoft allowing certain games to come on the PlayStation and Switch does that.
And in Microsoft's defense, in the situation that they are in,
it makes financial sense.
It makes financial sense to do that.
Because they've literally realised, like I was saying when I was going on about Activision Blizzard and everything that happened with them after they announced the initial takeover, before it was finalised, and all the stuff. The people who do the numbers, who you never hear from, the people who are in the back, crunching numbers, doing predictions and all that, they would have gone to the senior management at Xbox and gone, this is the plan of how many consoles this would have sold us when we announced and that line that's about that's about like half the distance, halfway down the chart. That's what it probably will do now.
To be fair, I think I don't even think it's got anything to do with Activision Blizzard. I think they generally thought Starfield was going to do much better than what it did.
Yeah.
And
no, that's another thing. But like I said, again, it's the same. Like they expected Bethesda to do so much, and then Bethesda released Redfall, and then Starfield. And again, like I say, Starfield is not a bad game. The problem is that
it's boring.
It is a game stuck in the same game development belief system and theory as Oblivion. And on a map the size of Oblivion or Skyrim, or hell, even Fallout 76, you can get away with it because you can fill that map with a lot of stuff. On a galaxy the size of Starfield, when there's only like one or two things per planet, it kind of shows up. And especially when they went, the biggest thing that they did that hurt Starfield is basically go, we're not going to have vehicles.
Yeah.
No vehicles. And
the biggest thing that they did that hurt that game was let Todd Howard actually talk about it.
That is also very true. But again, like
also Xbox did not do themselves anything.
The space combat is not as good as it should be, and also in-game runs.
Also the other part that probably hurt that game was the massive overhype that.
Yes.
The thing is, right, I can understand when hype happens when it's fans. Like, if it was just fans going
For
on
example,
about the game,
for example, as we're going to get into, the Elden Ring...
the Elden Ring hype and stuff like that, you know, when it's fans doing it, like, I can understand how, like, hype can take over.
Yeah.
Because that's not the company's fault, that's just fans maybe expecting a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, granted, it is part of the company's responsibilities
to like, level it, but, like, they don't have to at the end of the day.
They can only do so much. Sometimes some fans will just go off on one.
Yeah. But the hype that Xbox and Bethesda put into this game themselves,
the most important
RPG of our generation,
in a year that saw Baldur's Gate 3 released.
You know, that, and then you release Starfield and that's what you get.
Yeah.
That, you know, disappointment's going to come out.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the biggest problem with Starfield is it's boring. There's its problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they had vehicles to traverse the fucking world...
I'm not even going to lie to you. I don't even think vehicles would help.
I think it would. It wouldn't solve all the problems because
what I mean is, I think the game still would be boring.
Anyway,
even if you put vehicles, because if you think about it, like so, how far you got into it, you said you got bored.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Do you honestly think putting a car in that game would?
It would have helped me because I wouldn't have spent the 10 minutes traversing from place to place.
But the thing is, right? If they had put a car in it, all they've done is just sped you up a little bit.
Yes, but that's the thing, is like the time spent going from place to place was boring as hell. Because there was nothing there, and it was the planets were mostly barren, which I understand is like.
But that's my point,
right? The point I was making, if you added a rover for me to travel in, I wouldn't be spending so long getting to the place thinking about what the fuck am I doing this for.
Yeah. maybe, but I mean,
don't get me wrong.
I think the only difference would be
it wouldn't have solved all the problems.
I think,
like the space combat, it wouldn't have solved that problem.
I think the only thing that would have happened is, instead of you thinking, "What the fuck am I doing this for?" running, you'll be thinking, "What the fuck am I doing this for?" while driving. That's literally the only difference that you'd be doing.
Right. So the thing is like, I don't think you understand how slow you were traversing.
Oh no, I know how slow you are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is like, even if I got a vehicle that went 20 miles per hour, I would have gotten there, like, what would have taken me 10 minutes to get to a place would have actually taken me 1 minute.
I understand that.
And that's a big difference, because when you're taking 10 minutes to get to somewhere and interacting with like 3 things,
I understand
you realise, like, what am I doing? When you're only taking 1 minute and like still interacting with those 3 things in that 1 minute, you don't notice like,
right. As much as I would like to
but again,
say that you have a point, you've got to remember I play
open world games.
Yes,
I know. But no, my point.
So number 1, right?
Yep.
It doesn't matter how fast you're getting there, right? If it's a fucking fetch quest, you are going to get there. It doesn't matter how fast you get there for. You'll be like, why the fuck am I doing this?
That's the other thing, is and that's why I was saying it wouldn't solve it wouldn't solve all the problems. For example, the main quest line being just at the very beginning a bunch of fetch quests.
The game is just boring. That is its problem. It's boring.
But yeah, so yeah, the Microsoft podcast, it allays some Xbox fans' fears. I don't understand.
I think the podcast was good. I think it was a good thing. I think them coming out and saying that, yeah, we are releasing games on other consoles is good. I'm hoping that this is one of those things that, like, sorry, because usually as we've seen lately, Microsoft will do something and then the other 2 will follow.
Yeah.
See if it does well. So I'm hoping that this does well, and so that Nintendo and
Sony.
Probably Nintendo will not.
No, because
Nintendo is Nintendo.
Nintendo is Nintendo.
But I think
they do their own
Sony
thing.
Would probably do the same thing.
Sony will. Yeah. And
like I said, I think it'll be, if Sony do it will be the same as Xbox. So I don't think you'll get like big hitters like Spider-Man or God of War or The Last of Us and stuff like that. But you probably would get stuff like Helldivers.
Yeah.
Helldivers 2. Third party sort of
Helldivers 2. Trying to think what other games. There's a few that.
There's been quite a lot of third parties that have come out on PlayStation that could probably do with a new lease of life on
my
Xbox, which is perfectly fine.
And again,
I'm down for that.
Yeah, and again, like I say, I'm all for more people getting access to more games.
Although actually, right now, maybe not Helldivers 2, because that game is struggling with server problems as it is. Giving them more players is just going to hinder that. So right now, maybe just Xbox players, as much as like I know you want it, and God knows I want you to go and play Helldivers 2. But right now, just lay off, just let them fix the shit.
Hold
the lines. Hold the line.
Speaking of which,
Helldivers has been doing absolutely gangbusters. So much so that their servers cannot handle the amount of players, and it's funny.
Great.
It's funny. It's been funny.
And I love the fact that a game half the price of Skull and Bones.
Oh yeah,
it's just which. By the way, Skull and Bones is a full price game that wants all the bells and whistles of a free to play game, battle pass, DLC, cosmetics, and all that. And Helldivers 2 has come out, and yes, it does have some live service stuff. It does have some DLC, some cosmetics, and
but the difference is
that Helldivers 2 is one, a complete game, and two, fucking amazing.
Yeah. So Helldivers 2 came out to massive success. Everybody's playing it, as you can probably see online.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get in at the moment because the servers are that rammed. It just like looking at it just reminds me of like when the Final Fantasy 14 update expansion releases, or when Destiny used to release their next big one.
When the next expansion comes out, the half the game is actually getting into the game
on day release, and so it's just reminding me of that, except it's taken much longer.
Yeah, because the company is not the size of Activision Blizzard
or Bungie or Square Enix.
Like I don't think they expected this level of.
To be honest with you, I didn't. I loved the first Helldivers.
Here's the thing. I'm looking forward to it. Well, however, I haven't yet got it because I get paid monthly.
Same here. But
and also my.
I loved the first Helldivers. And then when Helldivers 2 was announced, I was very happy. I was like, oh my god, and a reason to play a Helldivers game. I never because Helldivers was very niche. It was.
The first Helldivers was very niche.
I generally did not think this was gonna explode the way it has done, and I'm so glad it has. This is one of those ones where I'm just like, yes, this is perfect. But to your point, Skull and Bones being a £70 game, and the two games that are just pretty much destroying the internet at the moment, Power World and Helldivers 2, you can buy both of them
for the price of
still less than Skull and Bones.
Yes.
Helldivers 2, which is pretty much a fully working game apart from the servers, and Power World,
when you actually get in and the servers handle the ridiculous demand that is currently being put on it, it works.
Yeah,
great. And I've honest to God, the internet is full of fucking amazing memes and amazing situations. The very fact that apparently there was a robot Vietnam planet.
Yeah, pretty much.
and people are going, I used to thought people were exaggerating when they said robot Vietnam. No, they're not, man. No, they're not. It's real. It's horrible. It's terrible. And the thing is that the situation for Helldivers 2 at the moment is that the PlayStation and PC fans who are playing it are literally going to Sony and going, please release it on Xbox. We need reinforcements.
Yes.
And everyone's going, do you know what? Helldivers 2 ending the console war with collaboration. Yes, we are for that.
For jolly democracy.
For Super Earth.
For democracy.
For democracy. Via napalm strikes.
I still love the fact that when you throw a grenade, he says, have a cup of democracy. I love
I
that
mean,
stuff.
I have ordered physical copies of Helldivers.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was going to get it anyway, but like I said, I get paid monthly, so it was like the case of I need to be, and financially I had to spend a lot of money fixing my car, so I didn't have all the money for it on launch. But
Oh well.
I have now ordered it. However, it's gonna take a little time before I get it. So, and I'm 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
2 weeks. 2 weeks I should be getting it. And also like what was I going to say? Damn it. But I just, I just need to make sure that I have the money available. But anyway,
the CEO.
Yeah, the CEO not only has Helldivers gotten monumental global praise for being an amazing game, amazing value for money, and people are literally like this. And this is what I keep saying: if you give me enough customization stuff, I will buy more customization stuff. Because if you give me a load of customizations, I'm like, yes, I want to keep funding that. Give me more.
Yes.
I will continue funding this customization because you gave me a lot, and those artists deserve to be paid.
I know there's there's a petition to get Xbox players on there.
Yeah.
But I also know there's like a small petition to get like a Warhammer 40k.
Oh, of course, yes, I know.
I want. I don't want Space Marines.
No.
I want Imperial Guard.
Yes, that's what I want. Space Marines don't make sense in Helldivers 2. Imperial Guard, though. Give me Cadian Guard uniforms, please.
Give me the Krieg.
Or the Krieg.
Give me the Krieg. I want the Krieg with the World War II gas masks.
No. World War One gas masks.
World War One gas masks.
And a shovel.
And a shovel. That's what I want.
That's all I need. Do you know what? If I was a Kriegsman, all I would need.
Bayonet.
All I would need is my Liar's rifle that doesn't work because it's plugged in with a fucking bayonet.
Yeah.
And a shovel. And I will take on that horde of fucking bugs that's coming over that hill. I will do it. Why? Because I'm a Kriegsman.
Kriegsman and for the Emperor.
Also, I will have 20,000 artillery pieces behind me firing off at all the times. But,
That's fine.
But that's fine. I'm a Kriegsman. That's what happens. That's what we do.
But yeah, the CEO of... who makes Helldivers? Arrowhead Games.
Yeah.
He's basically come out and he said on Twitter a lot of like really good things. Like number one is basically because of everything he's told people to not spend their cash on the game if they don't have it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about spending your money on the game, or there's always later down the line.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. He's come out and said that like when people have asked for PvP, he's come out and said that they do not want PvP in the game.
It's not designed to be.
Well, it's not even that. It's that they do not want.
Yeah, the whole ethos of the game is to basically have fun with friends, have really silly. Because there's some people that are taking the whole thing a little bit too seriously about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is Starship Troopers. Now there are some undertones with Starship Troopers, but the game is literally like, look, this is ridiculous.
This is stupid.
Go have fun. Blow things up, because blowing things up is fun, and it's but it's a bit, you can't do that in real life, so do it in this game. Blow things up.
Blow everything up. It's great.
With bigger and bigger guns.
Yeah. But he's also basically come out and saying like that we don't want that sort of the toxicity that comes with PvP.
Yeah.
We don't want that in the game. And so
it's purely like this is being designed from the ground up, and the ethos and the methodology of the game in every aspect is to be played as a cooperative PvE experience. That is its sole purpose. And the Call of Duty fan base that wants PvP can go fuck themselves. I mean, he didn't actually say that, but he basically said,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
No, we don't want your toxicity. Get out.
Please leave. Nobody likes you.
If you refuse to play the game because it ain't got PvP, then we don't want you, and don't let the door hit you on the ass when you leave. He's also come out and said you have to earn the right to monetize, which is a fantastic line. It is a fantastic mindset. It is basically like, It is the antithesis of your Ubisofts, Activisions,
Yeah.
and EAs and 2Ks. It is literally like, no, people shouldn't have to spend more money on a game if it is not good enough. If it is not finished. And do you know what they did? They released a finished game. Granted, the servers are kind of like screaming, please help us.
Yeah, we need.
Right now.
They need more service.
They need the reinforcements that are really needed for Helldivers 2 is not the Xbox fans, although that would be very greatly appreciated. The reinforcements we need is the servers.
Yes.
The engineering core, that's what we need. We need more engineers.
We need the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Yes.
Get those servers online.
We need the engineering core for the logistics. So the logistics is what's holding back Super Earth from winning these conflicts. But there you go. I mean, we're hyperbolating, but that's the entire game like feel. It's just hyperbole and
But it's just
stupidness and like
it just feels really, really good to see. Like I
a
said,
game that has been made to be a fun game do well. That isn't there to the nickel and dime everyone.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, Diablo 4.
But that Helldivers and Palworld do so successfully.
Yeah.
Because if you think about
speaking of Palworld, the CEO of the I can't remember the company's called, but he's turned around
Pocket Bear.
because people are going, it's a dead game, it's lost so many people, and the guys just turned around and go, well, if they finished everything, go play other games.
Yeah.
Go play other games. We don't want you to be playing our games.
It's like they all went to the school of Yoshi P.
Yeah, I know.
Is this is what has are the developers coming out of the school of Yoshi P?
I know.
Where Yoshi P was out and saying like, no, you don't have to play Final Fantasy 14 every minute of every day. What are you doing? No, go play other games.
Look,
come back to us when we've got better stuff.
we built the game so that when you get to the end of the content, you can go away and not miss anything. And we don't want you to burn yourself out on the game. Come in, play as much as you want, and then when you think you've had enough, go away and then come back.
Which is that's how you keep a live service alive.
Yeah, you don't burn people out on it.
With games that have live services, you don't grind them to a fucking dust.
Bungie,
and Blizzard,
and Blizzard, Jesus, and Ubisoft.
Yeah, it's good to see that we're getting these sort of live services coming out now that generally are much kinder to the game.
This is the thing. This is
the players.
This is like what we used to call like the B tier. It's not the big expensive.
I'm more just kind of on about live services.
Oh yeah, live service wise, this is also like for live service. This is the type of game that needs to come out to prove that live services it's not that people are burnt out on live services. I mean, some of them are because every fucking company in the world that is out to just nickel and dime people thinks that's how you
nickel
make
and dime
money.
people.
Yeah, you bring out a live service on an incomplete game and then promise to fix it with a roadmap that you never hit, never fulfill.
Speaking of live services, somebody who I work with was telling me how I should play Anthem. I was like, I am not touching it. Yeah, he's just started playing Anthem. I'm like, I'm not touching that game with a fucking bat.
You played the demo.
I played the demo. I'm never touching that game again. He was like, oh, it's much better now. I was like, I can assure you it is not. No.
It is as good as... is it good enough to justify playing it? No? Good.
No.
Have they radically changed the combat? No. Well, guess what?
Goodbye. This conversation is over.
Does it have...
It's alright. He was trying to get me to play Starfield as well. It's just like, your taste in games is terrible. I'm telling you that now. Your taste in games are terrible.
But yeah, it's great that Helldivers. I'm very happy that Helldivers has had it. It is suffering from its success, as the servers can attest to.
It's suffering from success.
Yes, it's suffering from success. But I'm happy that a game that has been, you can tell, which has been designed solely for people to have fun, which is what games are supposed to be, not for constant income and gamer retention.
Yeah, all those buzzwords.
All those corporate buzzwords, which mean jack fucking shit, or we're just going to nickel and dime you for everything. It's great that a game is that has been solely made for people to have fun is doing so well, and it's great.
Okay, so moving on very quickly because we've only got 2 more things to talk about,
Yeah.
and they're not. Well, I mean, one is technically quite big, but we don't really know anything.
And one
about
is
it.
basically personal
And
preference.
one is just personal preference. So we'll go with the personal preference ones. The original Star Wars Battlefront games are being re-released in a new classic collection, and so all the people who have only played the EA.
Boy, are you about to?
Battlefront games, you are going to love these games because these are fucking mwah. Especially 2.
Battlefront 2 by LucasArts has a campaign mode.
It's one of my favourite games.
And not only does it have a story campaign mode, it actually has an actual Separatist versus Republic map campaign,
mm-hmm.
and a Empire Rebellion map campaign.
Mm-hmm. And
they're great.
And it has a co-op story mode.
And it has a co-op. Yeah, it has a co-op, and it has a co-op mode. And you can do co-op mode in the campaign. You can do PvP in the campaign. I mean, granted, it was just split screen. Although we are getting the PC version.
Yes.
With 64 player maps. The Battle of Hoth. With 64 players. I know some of you are going, oh, but it looked all blocky. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. That game. You got to stomp around in an AT-AT and do the actual Battle of Hoth with so many people. It was ridiculous.
It was so fun. That game.
Also, you actually have space battles where you board the other ship and you can shoot the stuff from the inside.
Well, actually, no, you were encouraged to because, like, for some of the turret guns, you had to get inside and shoot.
To take out the turrets, you had to literally go inside and take out the command center.
Yeah. Oh god! Oh, I'm just getting the flashbacks of how.
So the space battles in Battlefront 2 was basically you had 2 battleships, I think it was a Mon Calamari cruiser and a Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
And you also had where everyone spawned in and they boarded the ships, which were X-wings or TIE fighters for if it was Empire versus Rebellion. And also Clone Wars versions for the Clone Wars. And then you basically flew around. There was 2 corvettes for each side that you had to blow up. But then you also had to blow up the other opponent's ship. And you did that not by just shooting at it. You had to disable the shields. You had to which were as per the law. So the Star Destroyers were those 2 balls above the bridge, etc., etc. You had to destroy the engines. You had to destroy, and it was so fun.
Oh yeah,
it was great.
Oh god, I love that game. I love
Rocky.
That. I still remember that'll be my work. I remember the the planet where the clones are made. That battle on there that you could do.
Camino.
Yeah, that battle on there was absolutely mint.
Oh, it was the maps were so good. Naboo was actually quite good. It was like a corridor.
Yeah.
One.
Naboo was good.
Hoth was the pièce de résistance because it was just a massive open. It's what you expect from the Battle of Hoth. Yeah. 2 AT-ATs and just slowly walking towards the trench systems of the rebellion.
The best thing about that game was always the fear once Darth Vader has entered the battlefield.
Oh god,
and
yes!
You're on the rebel side. As soon as that came up, you're like, oh fuck, I'm gone. Bye guys, peace out. See you later, guys.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. If anyone thinks the heroes in the EA Battlefront 2 are overpowered, you ain't seen nothing yet.
The thing is, with Battlefront, with the original Battlefronts, it felt that's how it should have been.
Yeah, they were
number one, they didn't show up that often.
No, only one person could be a hero at any one time, and you didn't choose. I don't think you choose who you could be.
No,
you were just basically given a hero.
Yeah, I think it just depended on the battle depending on which hero you could be.
So, for example, the Battle of Hoth, the Empire would have Darth Vader, and the Rebellion would have Luke.
Yes.
Oh, I also like the snow speeders.
Yeah.
Snow speeders in the half were good. It's just like, I mean, part of it is probably nostalgia that's talking, but
It probably is, but still, they were still good games.
oh yeah, they were great games. They have so much more stuff to them than the EA stuff ever did.
Yeah.
And
100%.
it's
So
such
much more. So much more fun.
Yeah. And it wasn't undermined by a progression system.
The campaign mode alone is better than anything that the EA
Yeah,
Battlefront have
here's the
ever
thing, right? Everyone goes on about the Battlefront 2 EA campaign,
Yeah.
but it does the usual thing of like, I'm not actually a bad guy, so I'm going to pull away from the Empire. The LucasArts Battlefront 2, you are a member of Vader's Fist, the 501st, and not only are you a member, you are one of the originals. You are a clone trooper.
Yeah.
You go through all the way from the Clone Wars to the storming of
Is it Coruscant?
the Corellian Corvette.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the name is. Think something 4, and I can't remember. Anyway, you go all the way from the start of the Clone Wars, so the battle on
Revenge of the Clones.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Clones? No.
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones. That planet on there where they're fighting the bugs.
Geonosis.
Geonosis, that's the one.
The Battle of Geonosis, all the way to the Blockade Runner, storming the Blockade Runner.
Mm.
No, is it the Blockade Runner? Yeah.
It's the Rebellion.
The Corellian 4.
Yeah.
It's a Corellian Corvette anyway.
So basically from the end of Clone Wars all the way to the beginning of A New Hope.
Yeah.
Basically that's what you do.
And you even do the storming of the Jedi Temple.
Yeah, which is fucking mint.
Like, you are literally the bad guys.
It's so good.
You are literally the bad guys, and it's great. So,
And it's done well because it's like narrated by one of the members, and he's talking about it, and he's like, at no point is it like, oh well, we're the bad guys, and maybe we shouldn't be doing.
It's
this.
like, no, this is my duty.
This is my duty. Lord Vader is my commander, and I do what he says.
Yeah, like
no questions asked.
The 501st follows orders, and our orders are to do this.
We are the what was it like that?
Vader's Fist.
We are Vader's Fist. We are the peak of we are the best of the best sort of thing, and it's just really really good.
Yeah,
the whole thing, and like I've generally been waiting for it because I was like, all these games that have been re-released, like these older ones, and the fact that Phantom Menace from the PS1 Phantom Menace has been re-released. It's on Xbox and it's on PlayStation.
Yeah,
and you can download for free.
I think it's definitely on the PlayStation Plus Classics.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on the.
I would be surprised if it wasn't on Game Pass.
Game Pass, it should be. It's an old,
but
really old games should just instantly be put onto like Game Pass and PlayStation Plus because like, who's gonna buy them? And if you're gonna buy them, how much are people really gonna buy like a 20-year-old game? It's gonna be, you might as well just sell it for about £1.
Yeah. So I've been with Phantom Menace getting re-released. I was like, ooh, maybe we'll get Battlefield.
Maybe other Star Wars games.
Maybe other Star Wars games.
I know Naboo Starfighter's already. Jedi Starfighter has been out on the PlayStation Plus as a classic for quite a while, and I loved that game.
So Battlefront coming is great.
Yeah,
and then the other big news that came out this week, and this
which got the internet to go.
Which everybody's going mental about. Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erdtree. A trailer finally came out.
And a release date.
And a release date, which is
21st of June.
21st of June, yes, 21st of June. It looks like Elden Ring.
It looks more Elden Ring.
Yeah.
It looks more. It basically looks like. It is literally like they've gone to a room and gone, okay, so what could we add combat-wise to Elden Ring that would make good? How about some Kung Fu? Yes, let's do that.
Why not? Yes.
Why not? I'm going to be very interested in the lore of it because it looks like the son.
Yeah,
the one
it's going to be McKellar.
Yeah, the one who basically was kidnapped by
the one that's in the egg.
Yeah, it looks like he's actually going to be resurrected.
Mm.
And granted, this is just spitballing because It's Elden Ring.
It's Elden Ring, and it's a Souls.
It's a FromSoft Souls game, so therefore the lore is going to be obscured by a lot of things.
Yeah, and we're going to have to find items to try. And then, even after we found the items, we've got to put them together like it's a jigsaw.
Yes.
And even then, you might be like, not
sure about this.
Not sure about this, but yeah, it looks really cool. I like his look. If it is him,
whoever
the redhead dude is. He looks cool.
Yeah, which is why I'm thinking it, because I'm pretty sure Melania is redheaded.
Yeah. That's why I'm on you with that one, because they've got the same sort of look.
They've got
they are brother and sister.
Yeah.
So it's just he looks a little bit more built.
Yeah.
And his weapon looks ridiculously fucking stupid. Like, I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's gonna fucking kill me so many times.
That is going to one-shot so many people. Because here's the thing, like I say, Elden Ring's like unique combat thing that separates it from Dark Souls and Bloodborne and all the other FromSoft games, is that everyone hits like a truck.
Yes.
Like, it took me all the way to past the city before I could go back to the first area and not actually worry about being killed.
Oh no, I'm still at that point.
Because everyone hits like a truck. I mean, I've gone for like the strength heavy armor build.
Oh, dude.
Because I've got is it Ragnar's
Rodan.
I got Rodan's armor.
Right.
So it's like literally like we're doing this.
I've gone the sort of like speed dex build.
Yeah.
So
which means like even though magic is still viable and is actually quite powerful, because you have to sacrifice defense and your physical stuff to make the magic powerful. I feel sorry for magic users in Elden Ring, because my god, dude, does everything just...
Well, I mean,
everything just hits.
If you're a magic if you're a magic user, you have to hit first.
Not even that. Not even that. You have to not get hit at all. Dear God, like I do have some magic spells now, but like I've leveled so far up now that I can afford to take a couple of hits. Pure magic builds, yeah, you guys ain't got that. You ain't got that cushion. Because one, the armor you're wearing does nothing to help you in regards of defense, and two, you've had to sacrifice all those defensing buffing stat increases to increase your magic. Granted, you are a literal glass cannon, because you will also hit extremely hard. But
that's fine.
But it's great. It's lovely.
I am a little bit worried about the weird lion head thing.
Oh my god!
That's in the trailer.
That is not going to be a fun boss. It might be a fun boss, but by god, that is another thing that's literally going to kill me multiple times.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's like the first time I'm expecting to die. The first time it hits me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you're gonna have some sort of bullshit one hit. Better dodge this attack.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. That sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, it's we finally got...
I feel like everything in that trailer, right, was basically the manifestation of, I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Yeah. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
It's just, I'm going to...
BAM!
I'm going to get hit, aren't I? Yeah.
This is going to hurt, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh
God.
But I do wonder how you're going to... Because you can't just... The DLC for Dark Souls, for all the Souls games, has never been just...
Oh, you just go into it.
You just go into it. Usually there is some sort of interaction. I mean, granted, Dark Souls, the first one, my god, that was a convoluted way to get access to the DLC.
Yeah.
You had to go over to a place that you had no reason to go to, kill something, but not kill something else.
Yeah.
Talk to that thing, then go somewhere else and not kill something else and talk to, and then eventually you go back to the other person, and now you have access to the DLC. I think they learned their lesson.
Oh yeah, they definitely learned their lesson.
Because Dark Souls 2 didn't have that, and neither did 3. 3 was literally talk to person.
Yeah, 3 was talk to person. Bloodborne was weird, because if you didn't know what you were looking for, you were You were never going to find it.
You were never going to find the DLC. Oh my god, you were never going to find the DLC if you didn't know what you were looking for in Bloodborne. But still, it wasn't as convoluted as
No.
It was just like, yeah, there's this thing. Go interact with it. By the way, it does look very inconspicuous. I know. It blends in very well. You may miss it. And even if you look for it, you may also miss it. But
I have a feeling for Elden Ring it's going to be you have to go to the egg with the hand in it.
yeah,
And then you're going to have to go there and then you'll get teleported
probably.
to this. Because it's a new map
Yeah.
and all this other stuff. So,
Well, it's the same sort of thing with Dark Souls 3, where
Yeah.
it took you to another place.
Hmm.
Which I think was the... Well, no, Dark Souls 3 had 3 different DLCs, didn't it? Because it had...
yeah, Dark Souls 3 had 3 different ones.
Yeah.
Because it was the Ring City.
Ring City was the third one. The second one was the Painted World. And the first one... I'm trying to remember what the first one was.
Oh, no, was there only 2?
I might have been only 2, actually, yeah, because of the Painted World and the Ring City.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I think so. I think that sounds right.
that boss fight for the Painted World. Frida.
Oh, the nun. Oh, fuck me.
Oh my god. Oh, I've beaten her. Oh, now he's back. Well, we knew there was going to be at least a two-face fight. Well, there we go. Oh, this is a tough fight. Oh, we finally did it. We beat both of them. Yay, great. Why do I still hear him?
Why is she still talking?
Why is he still talking? Oh, great! Not only do we get a phase 3, but the phase 3 comes with super badass Frida, Super Saiyan mode with new fandangled abilities. Great, wonderful. Also, by the way, she can freeze you, which makes you a one-hit kill.
Yeah.
Great, wonderful.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, love that fight.
Thank you.
Totally love that fight.
Millennia and Elden Ring is still the hardest boss I've ever fucking fought in my life.
Yeah, I think they've deliberately made her the hardest
Fuck
boss.
me, she's ridiculously hard. It is literally like you have to be perfect.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
Well, the fact is that she does rot,
yeah.
doesn't she? So like, and rot literally just overcomes everything. Like you cannot counter rot.
Yeah.
It just kills you.
Like fuck you. Just fuck
But
you.
And so
It's not
here's the
only that,
thing.
it's
Here's the thing. They always had a harder boss.
I know this
in
is
the
why
DLC.
I'm worried about this guy.
Yeah, this is going to be rough.
This is going to be hard. Oh no.
This is going to make Millennia seem plausible as a one-time run.
Like, look, I have faced many Souls bosses, and I've defeated almost all of them. Millennia is one of the ones that I haven't beaten. It's not that I can't, because I've got it almost down to death, and so I know what to do.
Yeah.
It's just I don't have the patience anymore to do it.
Yeah.
If it was Bloodborne, if this was Bloodborne, and my love for Bloodborne would make.
Well,
me
the thing is that you spent a few hours on the thingy child. Kos.
Yeah. Fuck that boss.
Exactly.
Fuck Kos, man.
Point.
Fuck Kos.
My point exactly.
And it's
even though you absolutely hated him, you still stuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not looking for. I am looking forward, yet also very apprehensive.
Yeah.
About this boss that they're going to throw at us, because I'm like.
There is still one thing I want you to put into the game, please. Just let me turn invasions off, because when all I want to do is go and fight a boss with my buds. I don't want to have to deal with somebody invading my fucking game. I'm fucking sick of it. I don't care if all it is just like, oh, there's a toggle. If you don't want invasions, turn it off. If you do want invasions, keep it on.
I'm trying
to
just
give me it.
There is a Souls-like game that does that. I'm trying to remember which one.
I'm pretty sure the remake of Demon Souls does it.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure Crimson the vampire one.
Vampire one?
Yeah, the anime vampire one.
Oh, Code Vein.
Code Vein. I'm pretty sure that has it as well.
I don't remember that. They have invasions.
Oh well, anyway, I know there is another Souls-like game that has that option.
Yeah, maybe.
But I can't remember which.
Well, oh well. But anyway, yeah, I think we'll end it there.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I do hope you've enjoyed this chat, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye now.
Toodles.